If you've ever heard of Divzypivzy, then you're probably oblivious to the countless crimes he's committed throughout his life. RTY, being a victim of many of these, have decided to make this video to expose the deep hypocrisy and heinous actions done by Divzypivzy. Let's begin from where all of this started. Divzypivzy and I became close friends in 1974 when he messaged me on Discord saying he was a washing machine Mitski reference. The year being 1824, I had no idea what the man was talking about. Turns out singers like Mitski weren't even alive back then. Now the question lies, how did he know? This already in itself was an outrage if exposed to the public. Soon enough, it was exposed to the public that Divzypivzy knew all that was to happen, yet he did nothing about any of these things. Here's an old tweet reading. What's up, motherfuckers? Criticizing the brutality and the heartless ways of the Pivzy. Letting such narcissistic cunts walk around freely felt like a disaster in itself. However, this doesn't even begin to tickle the iceberg of the thousands of disgusting, brutal things done by him. This video, I'm legally only permitted to cover 3 of such cases and tragedies caused by our so beloved Divzypivzy. If you wish to see more content like this exposing filthy monsters like him, give this video a like and comment down below "fuck you" to erase any such monstrosities in this world. Now let's start with the first case, the IKEA case. Divzypivzy in one of his old tweets showed his immense hatred for IKEA. As you can see on screen, what the fuck was this man thinking to feel like he can say stuff like that about my goat IKEA? Again, even though his opinion was worth dog shit, there were many in the world that agreed with him and respected him for expressing his opinions, and CK. I investigated deeper into Divzypivzy's opinion, family, and well-being, and discovered something genuinely insane. If you type IKEA in Google, you can see the first thing that pops up is none other than Divzypivzy, making his opinions about IKEA being lies and deception, possibly being a marketing scheme to gain an audience, I suppose. The initial question in most people's minds was clear. Being a person who was clearly a hater of IKEA, why would he be the first result upon 5 seconds of further investigation? Was it really hatred, or was it promotion? This was truly one of the Divzys out of all the Pivzys that have ever done. Divzypivzy once said, "If I was a geometry dash cube, I would fuck the ship and make the ball watch." This was one of the statements that made Divzypivzy popular. But if we take a closer look at Divzypivzy's gameplay, we can see clearly that he is a wave carrier. Because everything he's ever done in his life was meant to crash and burn, just like a certain event that occurred on September 11th, 2001. However, not only was Divzypivzy responsible for that, but he was also an insane maniac. Divzypivzy was said to be a quote-unquote super bitch-ass and word Godzilla spray tan. The way he described it was fucking insane, and so it doesn't really help his case. Even his own fucking brother fucking provided some insane fucking evidence that the Divzypivzy was a fucking maniac. Take a fucking listen.
Hello there. I am PivzyDivzy, Divzypivzy's brother. RTY Quality has asked me to share a few of the countless experiences I have had with Divzypivzy. Divzypivzy is a known maniac. He supposedly meets his editors in real life before any of his videos are officially published. A thing he does most frequently is physically abuse and torture these editors that don't do the work he wants exactly the way he asks them to. He boasts of this constantly to me. The worst part is, he's never even had editors, nor has he ever uploaded long-form content. The second abhorrent thing he's done is saying that he would, and I quote, wear shorts. You would ask, what's so horrible about that? Well, the thing is, if he wears shorts, he will expose the fact that he has 2, maybe even 3 extremely hairy legs. This would surely be a tragedy for anyone in his vicinity. However, the worst thing he's ever done is say that 19 times 384 is precisely equal to 7,296. This is some obvious propaganda. However, the deep state supports Divzypivzy and allows him to spew such wild things out in the open. This is why I am ashamed to call him my brother. Yes, I am ashamed. So yeah, do not ever approach Divzy the Pivzy on the street. You may be tempted to, but please do not, or else, I warn you, you will be in mortal danger. If you have to approach him, if you have to approach him, then you have to defend yourself. You must throw 2 grand pianos at the man. Yes, grand pianos. He hates grand pianos. He hates music. So he will run away. Also, he did 9/11, but some rando got the blame for it. It's fine. May God be with my brother and help me escape this maniac. Signing off, Pivzy the Divzy, the good twin.
With that, we can clearly tell the amount of struggle, pain, and misery Divzypivzy put his own brother through, and as per date has never given any sort of public or even private apology for his 67 stinky feet, which he crawls with his own dear family, or in this case brother, PivzyDivzy. Now, moving on to the second tragedy done by Divzypivzy, the GitHub incident. Divzypivzy in 1832 was best friends with Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He dapped him up every day on the way to buffet. Yes, Divzypivzy is a genuine fat ass who went to buffet every day. But on his way there, he had a ritual he would do regularly, which was check who were new subscribers to his channel. Every new subscriber got a scary email from a man, as shown on screen. He invited people to a GitHub repo, which said slightly horrifying words, as shown in the picture. Divzypivzy was truly an evil man who should have been canned away before he rose his way to the top. Now, time for the most important and the most fucked up thing Divzypivzy has ever done. It's time for case number 3, the cockroach incident. Back in June of 1999, Divzypivzy was walking down the streets on his way back from the buffet because of course he is a giant from Clash Royale, or even bigger, the average full-grown elephant is smaller than Divzypivzy. On his way back, he had a completely different ritual that he would follow day after day. On the way back, there was actually a little alley where an army of cockroaches used to sit. Notice how I said used to? The tradition Divzypivzy had every time he walked by it was to bend his knees at a sharp 90-degree angle and down to a level where he would be looking at the colony of cockroaches eye to eye. Indeed, it was abnormal for cockroaches to group around you fucking bitch ass. Why the fuck are you bending down to talk to them, you fat ass? Anyways, Divzypivzy would say the exact words looking at the cockroach dead in his eyes. I challenge you to a fistfight, dickhead. You've ruled over this nation for long enough. And he would start fisting the cockroaches nearby. It's not like he won by a lot. In fact, he almost lost a fight every time. And the worst part is cockroaches don't even have fists. And the even worse part is the cockroaches weren't even real. There was absolutely nothing in that alleyway except sometimes an innocent bystander who just got kicked in the balls in a so-called fist fight. Divzypivzy did this every day, and in fact still does the same all the way back from 1999 to the year now 2026. Another thing this bitch ass also did was claim he genuinely hated football more than he hated Sundays because of buffets being closed. Yes, it's football, not soccer, you American bitch ass stupid fucking twat. Anyways, Divzypivzy ever since a young age has had a hatred for the sport football, which is actually kind of outrageous, not gonna lie. But you know what? People have opinions. So, who the actually fuckity fucking fuck am I to judge him for having an opinion on a sport? But the problem with Divzypivzy was that he was one of those people who spread hate and encouraged his viewers to do so as well. Genuinely childish behavior from the side. And this isn't even the worst part of the story, just you wait. If you type Divzypivzy's name on Google again, but with a spacebar at the end, what shows up is again, him in a football jersey, and try his ass off in a competitive match. Again, the question lies, if he would contain so much hatred for football, why again would he go around spreading hate? Why did he betray all his so-called beliefs for no fucking reason? And lastly, why is he an example? When you Google robbery on Google, genuinely how the fuck do you even achieve something like this? There's no doubt that Divzypivzy might be the worst human being ever. And that's the final conclusion. And that's the end of the video. You can just click off if you're already bored. But be sure to genuinely touch that subscribe button like you're in love with it. Because remember, it consents. That's going to be it. I'll see you all next video. Bye.